So, Jack, what are you wearing? What are you doing?
I don't have to wear this. Are we at the correct distance? 6 feet. Let's go.
So today we're here with
Jack Armstrong,
Jack. Who are your parents?
Chad Armstrong, and then Julie Drockton and Brad Drockton.
Did you have any brothers and sisters? Please name them.
I have Ace, my little brother. He's a sophomore in high school now, and then Gemma. She is 9 years old, going into 4th grade, I believe.
Did sports play a key role in your family?
Yeah. Sports were everything in my family growing up. My dad was a big sports guy. He always played when he was littler, and then from the very beginning, he taught me how to do everything. We were outside playing baseball all the time. So,
where did you attend high school, and what year did you graduate?
Pana High School. I graduated in 2019.
What sports did you play in high school?
I played basketball and football, and I played baseball my freshman year, but I quit after that.
Talk about your high school sports career from your freshman to senior year. Include your teammates and coaches.
Oh boy. From freshman year, I'm going to talk about football first.
Yep.
Freshman year in football, we had a great team, crazy team. Best team I've ever been a part of. I had my buddy Rhett Zaradka, he was quarterback that year. And then Wade McMillan. We had a bunch of key players. Austin Gruber, he went on to play college at IC. And we were just dominant. We went 12-0, and then we played Auburn in the 3rd round of the playoffs, and we lost to them by, I think, a touchdown or two. It wasn't much, but it was a tough game. And Rhett taught me a lot that year, just following him, being his backup. It was great.
Talk about your basketball career.
Basketball freshman year. Freshman year, it was mostly I started JV, played JV and freshman ball. I didn't play varsity until junior year. But.
So I wanted to hit on football a lot more because that's what your prime sport was.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the record What was your record in junior and senior year football?
We went 9-2 my junior year. We ended up getting knocked off by Anna Jonesboro, all down south. That was an interesting game, and they have a cool field down there. But in senior year, we ended up getting knocked out by. Who was it? Downs Tri-Valley, and that was an interesting game too. A field out in the middle of a cornfield. It was out in the open. It was cool. It was a cool experience. A lot of people showed up, and it was fun.
Is there anything else from the football side of it you want to talk about from memories then?
My junior year, I was a receiver. I started at receiver after playing quarterback my whole life. So I went there. I had a lot of fun. I had to relearn some things about running routes and all that. And Coach Higgins helped me out. He sent me right in and just had me do my thing. And then senior year, we had a quarterback battle between me and Jonah Loff. And Jonah's a great quarterback, so it was an intense battle. We were going all summer long. We were battling it out, and then eventually I ended up having the edge, and we went with me for my senior year. So I went back to quarterback, and it was awkward trying to get my arm warmed back up and get to throwing again, but I just did it.
Jonah's a star athlete.
No, he's a stud. Love that guy.
So now we'll switch to basketball. What was the record junior and senior year for you in basketball, and then what was the type of success you guys had then?
We went 10-18 my junior year. We had to have a lot of talks with Coach Metzger about leadership because we didn't really have the leadership that we needed to win games, and we didn't pull through a lot of games in the. I think we went through the statistics, and a lot of games we lost in the last couple of minutes, and we were right there. We had it, but we just didn't have that edge, and we needed the leadership. So then we skipped to senior year. We went 17-18, which still weren't happy with the first half of the season. But we ended up going on like a 7 or 8 game win streak towards the end, and we beat KZ Westfield and Marshall for the regional championship, and I think they were both top 20 teams in the state at the time.
Talk about Bryce Edmondson.
That dude, he's a stud. He's a stud too. We called him boosters because one time in an interview he said, "I just turned on the boosters and hit it." And from that moment on, he was boosters. So he's real quick, great athlete, strong dude, and he just makes plays all the time.
So Bryce was a wide receiver, and Jonah was a quarterback.
Yep.
Of course, this season Jonah's 6'5", and Bryce is how tall?
Oh, Bryce is probably 5'10", 5'11".
Wow. Yeah, Bryce is a multi-sport amazing athlete. So is Jonah, of course. I want to talk about talk about teams and players that you played against in high school before the playoffs even began. For football first.
Yeah, Carlinville in football was always our rival. Our freshman and sophomore year, we beat them, and freshman year we shut them out. That was our 12-1 team. Shut them out 35-0, and then sophomore year, I think it was 23-21. It was a close one, but we won that one. And then junior and senior year, we let that one slip. Our senior year, we kind of got demolished. That was a great team. It was great.
Talk about your basketball now. Some of the teams and players you played against in high school.
Oh boy, Jordan Gregg, big old Jordan Gregg from Hillsboro. Love that guy. He's one of my good friends, and he was just a big guy down low. He's always a huge presence. You didn't want to drive in on him, so he was really good.
What were some of your favorite facilities in high school? Football first, then basketball.
Ooh, football. I like Carlinville's atmosphere. They always brought a lot of people out, and we happened to travel well. We would bring a lot of people to the game too, so it was always like playoff atmosphere when we played there.
I wanted to ask you about the dunking in high school. Did you have any dunks in high school, and how many did you get down?
I had one in-game dunk in high school, and it was my sophomore year in a junior varsity game, a JV game. So, and then I had one more in Windsor this senior year, but they called the travel before, so I yammed it. But
was it a fast break?
No, it was in half court. I just
court.
ripped past the guy on the 3-point line, drove in baseline, and yacked it, but they called it travel.
How about for basketball? What were some of your favorite facilities?
Taylorville's gym it can't be beat. Love that place.
Gym.
It's always rocking. It's got the cool seating and everything. It's built like a stadium.
It's very unique. They got the metal bars on the side and everything. Yeah. I wanted to hit on what has Coach Metzger done to get you into the player you are today for your basketball coach in high school?
I think he brought the intensity and the leadership that we needed to eventually. I mean, you saw how last season went.
Gosh, you guys were so talented.
Yeah, it just built from the time he came here. We just slowly built that tradition, and I think we're heading towards excellence right now.
Coach Metzger's a great guy too.
He's a great guy, great coach. He's a very good dude.
What about talk about your Coach Higgins? What has he done to help you into your art today?
Coach Higgins means a lot more to me than just a football coach. He's one of my better friends, one of my favorite teachers. I had him as a PE teacher. Loved it with him. We always had fun. He brought the leadership. He made me more spiritual. Led me to God. We have a lot of history, me and him. Love that guy.
That's really great to hear, Jack.
Yeah.
Talk about any awards you received in high school, football and basketball together.
I got, let's see, my freshman year I got the leadership award in football, and senior year I got the player of the year award in both basketball and football, and then all conference my junior year and senior year in basketball and football.
Wow.
And that's about it.
So now that we concluded your high school career, where did you go to college?
So I was committed to Knox College in Galesburg for about a year, and then about 2 or 3 weeks before camp was supposed to start there, they sent me an email and said, "Hey, your FAFSA was messed up. We have some financial aid issues. It's not, instead of being this much, it's going to be this much." So we
that was a wake up call for you.
A wake up call, and it's a shame because in high school sports isn't about the money. It's about love for the game, love for your teammates, the kids you grew up around. You know what I mean? And in college, it has a lot to do with money, and that's where you end up playing and stuff. It can be determined by money. So when that happened, we had to look for a new school on short notice, and I found Milliken. It's 30 minutes away, right in my backyard. You know what I mean? And found it and went and played for about 5 weeks. It wasn't a good fit for me. It was a great experience, great time. Loved the coaches, loved the guys. Just wasn't the right fit, so I had to call it a career there. But I've had a lot of people talk to me about making a comeback, and right now it's just about the money, where I go from here. So,
so obviously you're playing football at Knox, and then you go to Milliken and you're wanting to play football some more. Obviously it wasn't the best fit for you, but who recruited you at Knox?
Coach Tomeo. Coach Tomeo is a great guy. Me and him used to text back and forth all the time. I was really excited to go up and play for him, but just didn't end up working out. And he didn't recruit me, I guess. Coach Graham did. Wes Graham, he was the quarterback coach at the time. He recruited me first, and then we developed a good relationship. And then Coach Tomeo, I developed a good relationship with him too. I felt really comfortable there, and it was good.
So tell everybody, obviously, you didn't have as successful of a football season and at college as you would like to have had. But why do you think that happened? When you were injured? Tell us about that.
I had a couple of high ankle sprains early on that it kept me back in the depth chart. I had to sit out, and that just really put a damper on my spirits. You know what I mean? And we're doing football every day, all day. There was no breaks. It was 7 days a week, and we did, I believe, 13 hours a day. We wake up at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., actually go to mandatory breakfast, and we had the schedule full until 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, so when you're hurt and you're doing that stuff, it's like, oh, man, I can't wait to get back. And then you come back, get another high ankle sprain, same ankle. And I was to the point where my ankle wouldn't even swell. It's been sprained so much that it was just you had to lock it up with some tape, put a brace on it, and just hope it doesn't sprain again, because it was very, very likely to be injured, I guess.
So what exactly are you doing now, Jack?
I'm still going to Millikan as of now, and I'm double majoring in finance and business administration, and I'm in the honors program. And that's going well for me right now. So,
well, that's awesome. Are you in touch with any of your former teammates from high school or college? Any players like that type of thing?
I'm in touch with all of my boys from high school. Obviously, I still live in Pana and still hang out with them all the time. And my boys from Millikan, I don't see them right now because of this quarantine stuff. But they're all at home enjoying their lives. But we keep in touch on the phone for sure. So I made some really good friends at college, and I'm grateful for that.
At what age did you become interested in playing sports?
I was young as I can remember. My dad he grew me up to be a sports player.
So as far as what advice would you give to today's young kids about playing sports?
Oh, I would say bring intensity and bring work ethic. And be one of the hardcore athletes instead of settling and being satisfied with being one of the average guys. Just try to stand out. Like Lane Perry's a great example. Lane Perry, his work ethic, dude will be in there lifting 3 times a day, and it's if you do that, you will be a standout athlete. You'll be a big help to your team. So,
who's some of your biggest role models?
I would say my dad, first and foremost, was one of the bigger athletic role models in my life, and then you have the Pana legends like Tommy Funneman, Donnie Funneman.
Oh man,
guys like that. My uncle Chris, my uncle Mike, they were really good at basketball, and my uncle Tim, he's a big old boy, like big dude, like massive guy. I'm scared of him, but they all impacted my life, and they were all big role models for me. So
what has sports done to change your life, Jack?
Sports has meant everything to me. So from the very beginning, as far as I can remember, it's taught me everything I know, and it's just, you know what I mean, the work ethic, you got to show up and you got to ball out. That's the mentality I've had, and that's what I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I think.
What is in this quarantine of the stay-at-home order, what have you been doing in your free time?
Oh boy, I make a little music here and there. Play some PlayStation.
What kid doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. I've got to play some PlayStation, and I play basketball and football outside with my little brother. He's a sophomore now, so he's coming up. I'm trying to teach him a few things here and there, and try to lift weights with him. Just keep him in shape and ready for whenever the season will be. I don't know if they're going to play this year or what, but he better be ready. So
I wanted to end on a few other questions. One question is, I know this isn't on the paper that I wanted to show you, but who is a big inspiration for you professionally, basketball player?
I think LeBron James, first and foremost. LeBron James I think he's the greatest basketball player ever. I know everybody's listening to the Michael Jordan documentary out right now, and they're saying, oh, no way LeBron could be better. But hey, you can come debate me anytime. Hit me up on social media. I'll debate this till I die. I think LeBron James is one of the greatest athletes that's ever lived. And
that documentary for Last Dance was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
It is. MJ's a great player, like one of the greatest players of all time. neck and neck with him and LeBron.
How about for football?
For football, I've been a Seahawks fan since I was little. I don't really know why. I don't have any ties to Seattle or anything, but I just liked their colors when I was growing up, and so that's what I stuck with. I don't want to be a bandwagon, but whenever I was 4 or 5 years old, I liked their colors a lot, so I said I'm going to go with that team. And
so you like Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson, he's been a huge inspiration. I think I modeled my game after him a lot. The running outside the pocket, throwing, and that's how I like. That's where I'm comfortable. It's outside the pocket.
So Jack, in closing, is there anything else you'd like to share, talk about? Anything you want to talk about on closing interview?
No, well, I just want to say to you, thank you for showing up and sharing my story, and I'd like to thank Coach Metzger, Coach Higgins, Coach Boker, all my coaches throughout high school for pushing me and making me a better athlete. And honestly, it was more than athletics with them. They connected with you on a personal level, and they made you a better person. And I'll forever be grateful for that. And grateful to all my role models that kept me going and inspired me, and my parents for raising me. Shout out to them. And, I think that's about it.
Jack Armstrong, Pana High School graduate, 2019.
Yes, sir.
And obviously he's being called by my buddy Noah Newman and I as the high-flying dunk man because he could fly. But yeah, football, basketball, amazing athlete, great kid, right here, Jack Armstrong. Jack, thank you for your time, buddy.
Thank you, too. I appreciate it.